The vast majority of fans believe that episode 11 of the second season of Helluva Boss, entitled Mastermind, will focus on Andrealphus, one of the series' main antagonists, setting up something big against Stolas, probably making him stand trial. And there are two main theories as to why Stolas may be brought to trial. The first is that he will be tried because of his divorce, and the second is that Andrealphus will use Stolas' deal with the IMP and the fact that he broke demon law by illegally lending the grimoire to make Stolas be reported and have their assets confiscated, in addition to also put the IMP in trouble. However, there is also a theory that Andrealphus' attack will not be made at a trial, but rather at a regular meeting of the Gutia. However, regardless of this, Andrealphus' intention is to obtain Stolas' power for himself, so he will probably try to kill Stolas during this event. And, at this point, Blitz is expected to intervene and attack Andrealphus. Blitz is usually armed, and although a weapon is probably useless here, since according to Moxie and Stryker, only angelic weapons can injure or kill demonic royalty, Blitz usually also carries a sword, and although it looks like an ordinary sword, perhaps it could be an angelic item. Andrealphus is a much more important character than it seems at first glance, and a confrontation with him in episode 11 would have a profound impact on Blitz and Stolas. This event would likely lead Blitz to flee with the rest of the IMP, culminating in the last episode of the second season, Sinsmas. Additionally, it is highly plausible that after this confrontation, Andrealphus will be severely injured or even killed, and the repercussions of Andrealphus' plan and its consequences would sow the seeds for the events that are expected to happen in the third season of the series. And as for Stolas, in this possible situation, he would likely also be held accountable in some way. Stolas would probably find himself at the bottom of the barrel in opposition to his previous privileged position, and although he may regain his true love, Blitz, this would come at the cost of losing practically everything else, including his daughter and probably even his royal status and power within the demonic hierarchy. Another possibility that could lead to a similar outcome is that, during the Gutia meeting, Andrealphus or Stella do something to harm Stolas, and Blitz intervenes, trying to protect Stolas, leading Andrealphus to attack them, revealing the secret relationship between the two. And faced with this revelation, Stolas would probably react by attacking Andrealphus, and this would result in a confrontation between the two that would leave them seriously injured, and as a consequence, both the IMP and Stolas would be forced to flee. The IMP's flight would be quite understandable, since they are seen as the scum of the infernal hierarchy and interfered in official matters of the demonic royalty. Furthermore, this sequence of events would also align with the possibility of Octavia turning against Stolas. After all, Stolas would have chosen Blitz over his own daughter in this situation, and this would make Octavia's manipulation by Stella completely plausible in this scenario. Now, one point that divides opinions among fans is whether Stella should have a redemption arc, but apparently she will not. Quite the opposite. Stella's arc is expected to follow the opposite path to redemption. Andrealphus was Stella's mentor, manipulating her and telling her how to get Stolas' fortune, and with Andrealphus' absence, things are expected to spiral out of control. There will be no one to stop Stella from trying to kill Stolas, especially if Stolas is exiled from his royal status, as he will no longer be of any value to Stella apart from being the target of her revenge. And regarding Octavia, she is the only reason why Andrealphus made Stella cancel the initial attack on Stolas. Octavia would get all of Stolas' assets if his status was also revoked, and then Stella would probably seek to make her completely away from her father, while also trying to gain her trust so that he can get all the fortune. However, this leads to the question, would Stella go so far as to try to get rid of her own daughter just to have power? Or will Stella eventually start to treat Octavia with some respect, seeing her as a child and not just as an extension of Stolas? Apparently, this would be the closest scenario to a redemption arc that Stella could have. And if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, and I'll see you soon.